In this video, we will be combining all of the code which we have written in the last video with the code which we have written previously. And I will also try to end this Python 3 basic series in this video. Let's begin. Hello all, my name is Rahman and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today in this video guys, we will be combining all of the code which we have written in the last video with the code which we have written previously, right? If you remember guys, in the last video what we have done is we have written the code for winning the tic-tac-toe game. So we have written the code for winning algorithms such as horizontally winning, vertical winning and diagonally winning, right? Now you might be thinking what is even extra. So if you're following this playlist, then you might be familiar with this. So anyhow, what we have done is in the last video is we have given something called as game board where we have given 000 in the form of tic-tac-toe. So tic-tac-toe is going to be 3 by 3 grid, right? So same thing we have done with this one also, right? So we have written the code. Now what happens is, as you can see here, we have given 1 1 1. Now, if I run this Python program, as you can see here, player one won the game diagonally, tic-tac-toe game, right? Now, in place of this one, if I give here the 2, and if I give here also 2 and run it, let's see how the output that we are going to get right now. Yeah, so as you can see here that we are getting player 2 1 diagonally. Now the reason that I'm getting player 2 is when I give here the 1, I'm getting 1. When I give here the 2, we are getting here the player 2. And the reason is that we have written the code like that, right? So what you have to do is we have to combine this code. You might be thinking why I have to combine. Basically, guys, what happened in the last video is we have written the code separately, like horizontally, vertically, diagonally. So two types of diagonals, but we didn't combine the code with the error handling that we have written the code previously, right? So we have to do all of those kind of stuff. So how do we combine that? It's pretty much simple. So what I will be doing is I will be removing this multi-line comment from our game. Okay. And then I will be removing this block of code, this game mode, because we already have this at the top of it, right? So I will be removing this block of code, copying this, and yeah, I wanted to paste here somewhere around here. As you can see here, we can paste here, right? So here we are, what we are doing is, first of all, we are giving here the winning algorithm. Okay, after that what we are doing is we are giving all of the code, like the error handling code. Okay, that's why I have given here that below this one. Now I don't want these two lines right for right now, so I will be commenting them right now. Now you might be thinking, what do I mean by error handling? So we are already have written the code for error handling. Now what happens is when a person who is not a programmer and he gives ABC in place of 0 1 2 action like that, then what happens is he is going to get here the errors, right? So it's different that when we give here the ABC, right? But if he tries ABC, so he's going to get errors. So what we actually wanted to give is error. Make sure you enter row or column as 0 or 1. Let's give here as row or column. It's simple. Now if that didn't work, we are going to give a except exception as e trend something went very wrong. It's pretty much simple. Now basically guys, what happens is we actually want to play the game. Now it should ask me which player do you want to play. So right now we will be adding that kind of stuff. We have combined the code. It's pretty much simple, but we will be doing is we will be changing here the players. We will be giving that which player do I want to play. So what I will be giving is play equal to true. Okay, and then below this I will be giving while play. Okay, but wait, before that I wanted to give how many players are going to play that game. Like obviously there are going to be two players. Now I wanted to show that players equal to 1 comma 2. Okay, now I wanted to specify that, I wanted to say that which player is there, like 0 1 player is there or 1 or 2 player is there. I wanted to say like that. That's why I have given players, how many players are there. Now I'm going to copy this block of code. Okay, and I will be pasting here. Okay, here. Share also same thing. Now it's going to work, and the reason is that as I will be talking about that, like why I have given here game board etc. But for now, let's just write the code. I will be giving game one is equal to false. Yeah. After that, I will be giving here something called as game, which is equal to the game board. Sorry, I have to give here. Yeah, yeah, it's going to be like that. So game is equal to game board, but we actually I wanted to see that what is here the game, right? Here instead of that one we have to give is game board equal to. Okay, so here what we have is game board equal to. After that we are giving here the game, which is the function that we are calling. So I was pretty much confused for this one. So anyhow, now here we are going to give here something called as game board. Beside that, I wanted to add here something called as just display equal true. Now you might be thinking what's the difference between game and game board. Now game board is the variable, is the list that we have created two times, here once and here once. Okay, and what is the game? The game is the function that we have created, where we have given return the Python program for error handling, where we have written the code for playing this game, right? So anyhow we have the true etc. Now below this I want to give while not so here I have to give while not game one. Okay, basically guys, what happened here is we have given here something called as yeah, game one is equal to false. So if we won the game we are going to get that, but what if a person didn't win the game, right? So we want that this person won the game and this person was defeated in the game. So for that we will be writing the code. Now what I will be giving is game underscore one. Yeah. Okay, after that I want to give how many players are there. So for now I'm going to give here the current player which is equal to 1. Okay, and below that I want to give column choice, like what column do you want to play, which row do you want to play. You might be thinking why am I doing that. For example, I will be copying this one and I will be pasting that here. Same thing also here. Now what happens is when we play the game, when we I will be removing this. I will be removing this also, this commas. We don't need anything right now. Now what happens is here this is 0, this is 1, and this is 2. 2. Okay, and beside this here I wanted to give a 0. Yeah. Here also is 1. This is also 2. Okay, no problem. Now what happens is, for example, I want to play this column. Okay, it's asking me which column where do I want to play. Let's say that I wanted to play here. Now what I will be saving, yeah, what I will say is which column I wanted to play, the column called as 1, the column name called 1, and the row is going to be the 1 also, because here I wanted to play here. But when I want to play this column, which is 2 and the row is 1, so that's why we are giving here the column choices. It's different that we will be what we will be doing is later on we will be changing this 0 1 2 for the columns or rows to be ABC, right? So for that we will be changing that later on. So anyhow, below this I want to give here the column, this column choice. Okay, and the column choice is going to be the input, enter the column that you want to play. Okay, and then in the brackets I will be giving 0 comma 1 comma 2. Let's give 0 1 or 2. Yeah, let's give like this. Now what we say is enter the column that you want to play. Now I wanted to play, for example, let's say one column. As I said, that why I'm giving this one. Okay, so let's give here the question mark or no need it anyhow. Now you might be thinking, what do I mean by input? So input, I wanted to explain this input. Input is pretty much simple. What happens is, for example, I will be creating a new file called as test.py. Okay, and here I will be giving is age is equal to 10. Okay, and what I will give is it's not going to happen anything. But below this, I will give is print age. it, it's printing here the age. Okay, but for example, each and every time I want to change here the age. Okay, what I will do each and every time, for example, let's say there is a person who doesn't know coding, who doesn't know about, who doesn't have knowledge of programming. What does he do? Tell me, what does he do? So what he does is he's going to get here the errors, but he what does he do when he wants to change the age, right? So he cannot change from the code when there is thousands of lines of codes, right? So he wanted to change that from the terminal. How do we do that? It's pretty much simple. What we have to do is give here the age, which is equal to the input and how old are you. I'm going to give it the print age and run it. What I can do is I can give it the 10 and it's printing here the 10. It's pretty much simple, right? So basically we are creating a variable which is input. Input means it's going to prompt us in the terminal, and then it's going to ask this one. If you don't want this one, we can remove this one, okay? And we can run it. It's not going to ask anything, just we can enter anything and it's going to print here that one. So this is how input is going to work. That's why I have, okay, that's why I'm going to use here something called as input. Okay, so let's remove these lines. Now here we are giving here the input. You might be thinking, what do I mean by int? Int means integer. Int means integer. It's pretty much simple. Now you might be thinking, why do I have to specify that it's integer or it's what we say? It's string, etc., right? And the reason is that when I'm entering the column, so the column right now, for now, the column name is going to be 0 1 or 2. It's not going to be ABCD, right? So that's why what we will give is we will giving it which is the numbers, right? Now below this I want to give here rules. Same thing for this one. We are giving here the input like that. Now what I will be doing is I will be giving here something called as game board. Okay, right, game mode, and it's going to be equal to game. Yeah, same thing I wanted to give, but I wanted to change the player. I don't want this one. I just want here till here. Okay, wait, I wanted to remove this one, and here also. Yeah, this one also, and I wanted to remove this column choice. We just want like this current player, the row choice, and the column choice. Now let's run this program and let's see how it's going to work. As you can see here, enter the column that you want to play. If I give here the A, I'm going to get here the errors. As you can see here, value error, invalid literal for A, right? Now when I give the numbers, we are not going to give here. Yeah, we will be giving 10. I here so 10. Error, make sure enter a row or column as 0 1 or 2, right? So here we are getting the error as you can see here, and the reason that we are giving here is list index out of range, right? So we are here we are getting like that. That's why we have done here the error handling. Now if I give here the 2 and here 1, as you can see here, we are just giving here. Okay, let's run it and check whether are we getting anything or not. Let's give here the 0. This is 1. Now what happened? 0 1. This column has changed, right? Now if I give here 1, this is going to be 2. What happened? This has changed. Now if I give here 0 again, this 1 again. Now it changed again to 0, right? So it should not change that one right now. So it should ask us that which player do you want to play. So for that we have to use something called as iter tools. Now the reason that I'm going to use iter tools is that, for example, I wanted to switch between the players. For example, it will ask which player do you want to play for one. Okay, and then I will be giving I wanted to play the first player, and then what happens is we are going to play the first for the first player, then the second player, then first, till the time when the first player or second player is won the game, when they won the game. Okay, and then it's going to ask that which player do you want to play. At the time I will be giving 2 1 or 1 2, etc. At the, in that kind we can give. So for that we have to switch between the players. So that's why I will be using here something called as iter tools. Now I will be talking about what is iter tools in Python. Now, iter tools is standard library module in Python that provides a collection of functions for working with the iterators, which are objects that can be iterated. In other words, we can also say that can be looped over, that can be iterated over. These functions make it easy to create, combine, and manipulate iterators in other ways. So anyhow, guys, now what I will be doing is I will be using here the iterators. So as I said with that, so for that on the top of it, I will be importing here the iter tools. Import iter tools. Now we don't need to install the iter tools separately because it will be coming with the Python itself. So anyhow, what we have to do is we have the iter tools, right? Now you might be thinking, where do we use that iter tools? It's pretty much easy, right? So what I will be doing is below the wait, yeah, here. So here, as you can see here, we have the current player. After the current player, I will be removing this one. After the current player, we will be using a something called as next, and then in the brackets, I will be giving here the player choice. And now here I will be adding here a column called as player choice. Now about the wait, here we are going to use here something called as iter tools dot cycle player choice. Now guys, let's run this program and see that how our program is working, right? So for that we have given all of the stuff. So here we have given the player choice, which is iter tools dot cycle. So each and every time it's going to change here the player. Now let's run the program and let's see that how it's going to work. So I will be increasing its size. So it's going to ask me enter the column that you want to play. So I will be giving here something called as 0. I will be giving here the 1. Now it changed here 0 1, but what I will be giving is 1 here, and this is going to be 2. So it changed here, right? So it's working. But here I wanted to give that, for example, when I give here which the first player is there, right? So here this is the player 1, this is the player 2. So it should change the players each and every time, right? And it should ask me what player do you want to play, right? So how do we do that? So for that, what I will be doing is I will be adding here something called as wait, yeah, here also what I will be doing is I will be adding here the current player. What's the current player? So for that we have to add that below here, right? And I'm going to give you something called as print, and then yeah, player turn. Or what we could give is, instead of this one, we are going to remove this stuff. Wait, this stuff. We have just what we have is we just have the f. Now in the brackets, in the quotation marks, what I will be giving is the current player. So current player. Okay, we don't want is all of the stuff. So the current player is going to be this one. Now let's run this program. As you can see here, the current player is 1. Now I will be giving is which row, right? Which column? I will be giving 0. This is going to be 2. So what changed? 0 2, right? So here we have the 1. Now the current player is 2. I will be giving again 1. This is going to be 2. What happened here? We got something called as 1. Now let's run the program and let's win this game diagonally. So what we want is the current player is 1, right? So I will be giving here 0 and this is 0. Now this is going to be the 1, this is 1, and this is 1. Sorry, wait. I'm going to rerun this one. I will be giving here the 0 0 1 1 2 2. Okay, and what happened? Okay, so here as you can see here, it's changing diagonally. But I wanted to give here 1 1 1 and see that whether our we are winning the game. If we win the game, then are we getting that this player won the game or not? So for that, I will be giving 0 here 0. Now the current player is 2, right? I will be giving 0. This is 1. Now I will be giving 1 1, right? So it changed it. Now we have to give here the 2 2 at the end, but the current layer is 1 row. What I will be doing is I will be giving 0, which is 2. Okay, it changed here. This is 2 2. Now we won the game diagonally, so we didn't got anything, right? So we want that this person won the game diagonally, so we have to improve our winning algorithm, this win function. Okay, so this kind of stuff is going to work, but there is a problem. I wanted to show you that, for example, if I give here this 0, this is 1. What happened? 0 1. Now when the current player is 2, and if we give here again 0, this is 1, what happens? The player is changing to 2. So that's what the thing that I don't want to change here. So I wanted to get something called as that this place or this space is occupied, that kind of stuff I want. So I'm going to add that in another tutorial. So anyhow guys, that's all for this video, and I hope you liked and enjoyed watching this video. And don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I will see you all in another tutorial. Thanks for watching and goodbye.